In this segment of the Realtor's Pathway to Professionalism, we'll take a closer look at Article 11. Article 11 obligates us as Realtors to provide competent service to our clients and customers. Article 11 tells us that the services we provide must conform to the standards of practice and competence which are reasonably expected in the fields of real estate practice in which we engage. While many Realtors focus on residential real estate brokerage, others engage in property management, commercial and industrial real estate brokerage, real estate appraising, counseling, real estate syndication, auctioning real property, or conduct international real estate transactions. Can each of us be experts in every field of the real estate practice? Obviously not. But Article 11 tells us Realtors don't provide specialized professional services dealing with property types or activities that are outside their area of competence without getting assistance from someone who is competent in dealing with these types of property or who are competent to provide that kind of service. The only exception to this general obligation of getting competent assistance is in those rare cases where our lack of familiarity or competence is fully disclosed to our client in advance, and where the client agrees we should proceed without seeking outside assistance. And even where a client agrees that we can provide service in areas we're unfamiliar with without getting help, ask yourself if gaining experience without help at your client's expense is the best way to build a strong professional reputation. Standard of Practice 11-1 deals with the minimum levels of practice and competence we must have in preparing opinions of value or price in cases other than when we are listing property or helping a buyer develop a purchase offer. Except for those two circumstances, pursuing a listing or assisting a potential purchaser in preparing their purchase offer, our opinions of value or price must include the following elements. They must identify the subject property. They must state the date our opinion was prepared. The opinion must include the defined value or price. The opinion must set out any limiting conditions, including statements of purpose and intended users. The opinion will disclose any present or contemplated interest we have, including the possibility that we may represent the seller, the landlord, or represent buyers or tenants. The opinion must include the basis for our opinion, including applicable market data. Finally, if our opinion is not an appraisal, a statement spelling that out must also be included. Next, we turn to real estate disciplines other than real estate appraisal. These include but aren't limited to real estate brokerage, property management, commercial and industrial real estate brokerage, real estate counseling, syndication, auction, and international practice. How are the standards of competence and practice applied with respect to these activities? First, we need to turn to Standard of Practice 11-4, which tells us that competency relates directly to the services contracted for, the duties, if any, expressly imposed by the Code of Ethics, and the duties imposed by law or regulation. Put another way, in order to determine whether a Realtor is performing competently, three things have to be considered. First, what the contract between the Realtor and their client, or between the Realtor and their customer, calls for the Realtor to do. Second, any specific duties imposed by the Code of Ethics. And third, the duties imposed by state law or regulation. Article 11 also speaks to counseling services some Realtors provide to clients. Standard of Practice 11-3 tells us that when we provide consultative services to clients, which involve advising or counseling for a fee, as contrasted with a commission, our advice must be delivered objectively, and the fee we receive must not be contingent on the substance of the advice or counsel we offer. If, in addition to counseling, we are also asked to provide brokerage services or other transactional services,